Hey guys, I'm Splitmatter, and today I'm going to be talking about Halo Infinite's first cutscene in the campaign reveal, and some of the good stuff and bad stuff that I saw. So this is mainly directed as feedback for the devs, so I'm going to try and make it as constructive and objective as possible. So for context, I have been a Halo fan since I was 5. I played every Halo game in the franchise, and I also made the Halo Reach armor mod for XCOM 2, and several pre-rendered cutscenes for Mass Effect mods as well. So I know my way around PBR rendering, shaders, material setup, 3D animations, and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started.
I must be. I mean, this is a punishment, right?
So the first thing I wanted to talk about is shaders. Now, as we can see here, the shaders are relatively good. They seem mostly realistic. However, I believe there are quite a few things that could be improved. So the first thing that came into my mind when I saw this is these hexagon columns coming out of the terrain in the background. Now, I felt like those were very out of place, but my cousin very kindly told me that they could be basalt columns, so I'm not sure about that. If they are, then that would make sense. However, they should be improved graphically. It feels like they are all too similar and perfect. But if they're going for a Forerunner construct kind of look with those columns, I don't know. They just look kind of off and weird to me. But that's purely subjective. Now, when it comes to the second thing that I thought in this moment of the cutscene is Master Chief's armor. The design it's amazing. I don't think I'm ever going to criticize this new design because it's awesome. It on the one hand, it's kind of like the old design, as in it's loyal to it, but it also evolves on it. It makes the armor more bulky. It makes the armor look a bit more modern, has more geometry detail in it. So I really, really like the design. However, the texture part, I feel like it's a bit flat. So the way I would remedy that or fix it is first in the diffuse map, I would make it have a bit more color variance in the palette. Make it have a bit more grunge texture to it. You know, have some darker greens and just to give it that gritty and combat-worn style. And for the specular and roughness map, I think it would be necessary to address the specular and roughness on a general basis, as 343 seems to have a bit of an issue with plastic-looking shaders. It's an issue that doesn't show up only in the Chief's armor, but it also shows up in other models as well, like the assault rifle, which we'll see later on. So yeah, moving on, I think the animation in the cutscene was great. The facial animations were fluid, except for the line that the character says, "This isn't happening." That one's pretty weird. I'm going to show it right now.
This isn't happening.
But besides that, in general, the animation was great. The lighting is pretty good as well, in my opinion, although it generally seems to lack some ambient occlusion. But I think that's probably going to be fixed in the future, so I'm going to ignore that. And I also wanted to talk specifically about camera direction, which I really, really loved in this initial cutscene because it's very organic. So as the camera exits the cabin and the chief and the pilot start to talk, I really liked how the camera starts to rotate around the outside perimeter of them, and it starts to give focus to each character as they talk. So I thought that was an amazing detail, and I really like that direction. Also, tiny comment. I thought this guy's voice acting was awesome, and I really can't wait to see more of the chief and him. So I think that's gonna be cool. So yeah, for the first cutscene, that's about it. So I'm going to be separating the gameplay analysis part onto another video, mostly because the cutscene I rendered in 2560 by 1080, as I have an ultra-wide monitor and I wanted to support that. But the gameplay has UI elements that I really don't want to cut, so I'm going to have to put it in another video. So if you liked the video, feel free to like, share, and comment. I hope you enjoyed.